Yeah, dog. Welcome to Rector Riches. My name is Thomas G. Don't forget to pound the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. You gotta subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, post notifications, and always remember, I am not a professional. For damn sure, not a professional. This is crypto. You gotta do your research, and don't ever allow a influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked, lose it all, things go bad. You name it. So Pulse Chain 1 year anniversary has came and gone. Pulse Chain just had its 1 year anniversary yesterday. 12 months, 365 days. 1 year old. The Pulse Chain network is now 1 year old. 1 year young. In crypto years, I think crypto years is beyond dog years, 7 years. It's like 10, 12, 15 years, it feels like. But the question is, what have we learned? First thing, I'm always going to say how I see it and what it is. I learned the hard ways about pre-sales. Don't get into pre-sales. They always dump. Definitely learned the hard way with Pulse Chain about sacrifices. Okay. Definitely, if you had a crystal ball or could see the future, you would not have sacrificed for Pulse Chain. You would have just waited. But who could have seen the SEC getting involved with going after Richard Hart and, the capitulation, the bear market, Bitcoin halving coming up, the Bitcoin halving dump, all these things that you learn and you'll now see for the future that make you better, right? And a lot of us were able to, even though we were down after the SEC from our sacrifice, we were able to go in to other altcoins of the Pulse Chain network and make up the difference. Position ourselves to not be so much in the red or break even, or, in my case, being up on your sacrifice by being able to accumulate more Pulse and Pulse X that you had originally from your sacrifice, which was a hustle that took a lot of work, a lot of effort, as it should. Crypto is not something that, some people think you invest and you sit back and wait. Over time, things, you work out and you become rich. Like, if you want to make the next level of money, you got to work hard for it and think outside the box. And watching the Hex conference, I'm seeing the biggest lesson that's been learned. That took the majority of the year of Pulse Chain being alive to happen. You want to know the number one lesson that took the majority of the 1 year that Pulse Chain's been out to finally turn around and surface? And it's because of, after Richard Hart pumped our bags with the sacrifice funds and people sold into that and the big dump happened and it's continuing to go down, all the Hex maxis, all the RH token maxis finally submitted and finally realized why Richard Hart made Pulse Chain. It was not only to save us on the gas fees and to make a more decentralized environment for us. It wasn't only to save us from Ethereum. It was for us to pursue our own financial freedom, create our own projects, create our own cryptos, look at different opportunities that he gave us with the world's largest airdrop. The biggest one to surface out of that airdrop was DAI, PDAI. And they're realizing, the maxis are now realizing that they have to embrace the tokens of the ecosystem and stop going out there. They have stopped going out there and calling people grifters and telling them they turned on RH and RH wouldn't approve of that. The maxi mentality is dying. The maxis are at the conference talking about these cryptos. And it took time for Maria, the Tropa developer, to create the vision that everyone could see. It took time for the strategic move that was made, the method behind the madness to surface, for them to finally see, whoa, RH tokens are being outperformed by Maria tokens like PDAI. Look what PDAI's done in this past year, guys. If you had just bought PDAI from the very beginning, you could be worth millions of dollars depending on the amount of money you put into it. A lot more money you'd be worth than just being with your RH tokens that are all down. Hex, eHex, even if you held your original Hex plus the free copies, plus your sacrifice, you're still down if you did nothing but hold. Now the maxis are embracing it, and that's what we're here for. The blockchain is not just about Pulse and PulseX. The blockchain is about new users and people coming here to build that are incentivized by people that are really involved in trying new things and new technology. Now, I'm going to point out a cryptocurrency and a tech that took 1 full year to hit Pulse chain, but it's the first of its kind ever on any chain, right? And it's even more effective and a different way to do what Maria is doing with the Atropa ecosystem that's not all that complex. The Atropa ecosystem and the web of tokens that are networked together to build these LPs and burn and to rise the tide together through bonding tokens, right? It's very confusing for the average user to understand and follow. But GIFware technology, this is an opportunity that's never been in existence. And there's hexagons involved, and there's maxis that know about it and are even saying it's the early days of Hex getting involved in this. You know, selling your gift token, in my opinion, is like early end staking your Hex. That's what Kool-Aid said, and that's the Kool-Aid I drank and realized as I'm holding and watching people sell their bags and really regret it. From the time I posted that in my private group at 0.005, talked about it on YouTube a little bit over a penny, it's now 4 cents on both GIF and PGIF. And the tech and the ARB opportunity. What do traders love the most? ARB, arbitrage opportunity. Buying and selling is what creates volume. Traders create volume. Attract the traders, bring the tech, and they all will come. And that's all there with GIF. So at the end of the day, now that took us a year for hexagons and RH maxis to approve and to venture off in realizing that other tokens need to be embraced, GIF came at that 1 year mark at the perfect time for people to embrace it and use it and understand that something special is here. Now, 1 year later, we have this new tech. We have a new mindset that's needed to propel into the future for the greater good of Pulse Chain overall. And what I think will happen, and what I see happening now, is people are going to jump out of the meme tokens. Like, I don't need to own a meme token. I don't need to believe in crazy narratives. I've done that this whole year. I don't need to rely on utility. I can literally watch a systemic design eliminate emotions of human beings and act accordingly and do what it was built to do and make people realize that tech is greater than narrative. Tech is greater than utility. technology is why the world evolves every year, every decade. And tech will be the reason why blockchain evolves every year, every minute, every month, and going into the future. And narratives and buzzwords like game theory means nothing. Game theory needs to die. Systemic design needs to be understood and researched. And now you're going to be able to say, well, Thomas is talking about systemic design with the GIF technology. Now I hear him, let me research. And I was pointing in the directions of Mike Sellers, who I've been actively watching and trying to grasp the idea of what's going on. And I'm getting closer. The closer I get, the more bullish I get for GIF. Now, the technology and the involvement of people interacting with technology and using it is only going to make GIF more powerful. Once the average user understands how to use and utilize an ARB, and traders are already there early that are no ARB system from front to back, and new people learn that, more and more people are going to come on board. So the 1 year mark and what I've learned and what I've done has evolved from eliminating narratives, eliminating utility and buzzwords like utility, buzzwords like game theory, and learning about systemic design and the technology that's involved with the GIF team and what they're doing across the board with other projects and tokens like iBurn, and understanding that's how early I am. And this is going to make blockchain technology greater, starting with Pulse Chain, right at the exact time that maxis are embracing other tokens and are realizing the GIF technology is there. Perfect timing. The universe is so weird how it works. Don't forget to smash the like button. We're going to talk more GIF in the next few videos, on camera action. But till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.